I'm pretty much all done with Dying Light the Following Enhanced Edition, a release that came out earlier this year. Um, and I just figured I want to tell you what I think of it, my 2 cents. Um, I was a little hesitant on getting this, even for $20, because I I did not like Dead Island. Dead Island Riptide was even worse. So when I heard people say it's like Dead Island, I didn't care. But most of them agreed that Dying Light was a better, more improved version of Dead Island with parkour climbing elements to it. So for Black Friday, I took my chances and I said, what the hell? Um, and overall, I'm glad I made my purchase because Dying Light is in fact a much better version of Dead Island. Um, there are a few things that they didn't get rid of that annoyed the hell out of me in Dying Light um, from Dead Island. And one of those, well, I should just go out and say that they pretty much kept all the enemy types. The enemy types in Dead Island are exactly the same as Dying Light. Uh, you got the walkers. The walkers in Dead Island are the same as the biters from Dying Light. The spitters from Dead Island are a lot like the spitters from Dying Light. There's an enemy who rams you in Dead Island. There are enemies who ram you in Dying Light. The most annoying one, though, and this is probably the biggest reason why I always hated Dead Island, and it's still in Dying Light, is the running zombies. The zombies who sprint after you and they just kung fu your ass. They don't even care about biting you. They're practically not even zombies. They're people who are newly infected. And they just fucking go after you, kung fu grip and all, and they can dodge your attacks, and it's a pain in the ass because they run as fast as the goddamn dune buggy from The Following, which I'll talk about later on. I'm sick and tired of dealing with super athletic zombies who kung fu chop you and who have the voice of Billy Corgan from Smashing Pumpkins. Yeah, I'm the guy from Smashing Pumpkins. Oh no! Uh oh. Yeah. Yeah. Dying Light includes some very cool things, such as climbing as an easier way of evading zombies and bandits on the ground. You have a lot more options this time around as far as combat goes and approaching your objective. Um, and also, of course, I never got the chance to experience co-op because I don't have PS Plus anymore, so there's that. But I believe Dead Island also had co-op as well. In this one, you have really amazing abilities when it comes to fighting zombies and stuff, and you get some really cool upgrades. And when I first started this game, I hated it. I hated it. I didn't like it until like the second half when I started getting these really awesome upgrades to help me out. Um, so yeah, for me, it was kind of a bittersweet game. It was sucky at first, but then it got better over time. And then eventually I grew to really like Dying Light. Um, so that was the main game. I want to talk more about the following since it came out this year, and I kind of have an obligation to only review games that are still full priced, or at least in the same year that I'm reviewing it. So following is 2016. The enhanced edition is 2016. So I'll give my brief thoughts on it. The following was pretty cool. It didn't have much parkour. It was more, it was less focused on parkour and more on driving. It was set in the countryside, so it had a great environment. There's a good departure from the cities and the regular main game, um, and I guess there's not much I can really talk about. The story was better than in Dead Island. The main character of this game was voiced by Roger Craig Smith, who also voices Chris Redfield from the Resident Evil games, and Ezio Auditore Firenze from uh, three of the Assassin's Creed games. Um, he also voiced Batman from Batman Arkham Origins, but I didn't like his Batman. Kevin Conroy did a much better Batman, in my opinion, as he always does. Um, so yeah, I I don't want to say pass on this game if you hate Dead Island because I hated Dead Island, but I like Dying Light, so it's kind of a risk taker. You're either gonna like it or you don't. So I don't know. I mean, look online. Just see what you think. I personally enjoyed the hell out of cutting zombies apart and shit. It was such a satisfying experience when it came to just cutting enemies in half and cutting their heads off and shit. I even compiled my own gore compilation. All for you guys. Check it out.
You can make yourself easy. You can make it what you want.
And last but not least is the music. I loved the music in this game. It was a kind of like a 1980s electro. I don't know what type of music it is, but I've heard of it. It's like kind of like a cross between Terminator One and it's kind of like a cross between Terminator One and maybe Far Cry Blood Dragon with a little bit of Deus Ex in there. It had a really awesome soundtrack. It's my favorite part of the game is the soundtrack. Um, Most of all, there was one side quest where they had fart music. Like diarrhea fart music. content-wise, there is at least 50 hours of gameplay here, with all the DLC in the following expansion. I played for a total of 43 hours in this, but I didn't bother doing any of the challenges or the after game bounties, and I didn't bother doing one of these DLCs. I didn't bother doing the Bozak Horde or Be the Zombie. I only cared about the main game and the following. I also didn't do most of the quarantine zone, so yeah, there's about 50 hours of content. I played for 43, and there's some things I didn't do, so it has a lot of content, and it's definitely worth your money. At least it's worth 40. I got it for 20, but even for 40, it's not a bad game. Which it is now. It's $39.99 now in most places. Um, so yeah, those are my thoughts on Dying Light: The Following, Enhanced Edition. I don't feel too well, man. I'm probably gonna turn pretty soon. So, better get the fuck out of here before I go all zombie foo on your ass. Because apparently zombies don't like to bite anymore. It's like the flying Liu Kang jump kick in Resident Evil 6.
The Gamer Gods!
Fail!